Hello and welcome back to New and Old Survival. This is Darren. Today I thought I'd go over what some of the components of my vehicle is. This is my truck, four-wheel drive, so it'll get me out of most ditches and holes, and if I have to cross the interstate, providing that there is no guardrail preventing me from do so, I can always throw it in four-wheel drive, get to the other side if I have to make a quick flip. Don't have to go to an exit. But I'm going to take the camera off of the tripod and show you a few examples of things that I carry in my truck. Perhaps you want to carry it in your vehicle, and I'll explain some of the reasons why I have these items as we go. So stand by. So first of all, in the door I have 3 takedown arrows, and that goes with my Chief AJ slingshot. And all you have to do is look at chiefaj.com and you'll see immediately what that is. It is, excuse me, I lied to you. I do have a Chief AJ, but this is the Pathfinder slingshot that comes actually with a fishing spool, but I do not have that in here. But along with that, so let's go back. The reason I've carry that, of course, is to harvest medium-sized game if I need to. I can use a slingshot as is, just to take squirrel, rabbit, things like that. And of course with the arrows, and I'll go ahead and pull this out of here. You can see that it has an arrow rest. It is kind of rudimentary, but it does work. Maximum range, I'd say out to about 20 yards, but it just comes loose with that thumb screw, takes right off, and then you have a regular slingshot. And the band back here, which is a modification that you could do to your own slingshots if you have one, is to run a piece of paracord through there, and the arrow will knock here, and when you pull back on that, on this knot, which enables you to hold on to it, then it pinches the arrow until you let go, and it works rather well actually. Now along beside the arrows I also have a couple of road flares, just in case I have an emergency, or if I come upon someone else who has an emergency, then I can signal traffic that there's danger ahead. I keep a red colored cloth in here, and this is just piece of cloth that I spray painted in case I'm hauling something. I have been in situations where the items like pieces of wood have been sticking over the bed of the truck, and I didn't have anything to flag it with, so I just carry my own flag anymore. And then I have a box call, turkey box call. I have found that using a box call not only will attract turkeys in the spring, but it kind of puts the deer at ease as well, because we all know that turkeys have the best eyes in the woods, and deer will be less afraid to approach you if they think that a turkey is in the area. I have some jumper cables. I think it's about a 12-foot set of jumper cables. Inside this here, I've got some water. I actually have some Mountain Dew, and there's some energy bars inside this little collapsible cooler. You can pick those up at Walmart very cheaply. I also have, this is a gas mask, and it's just a general gas mask that if I'm in heavy pollution or on the interstate, especially down around the Georgia, Florida area, out in California, they have a lot of wildfires. If I'm out in that area, or if something more local is approaching my way, I can put those on and breathe easily. I actually have enough for 3 people. I have this one that does not have the gas mask bag, but there's a couple more. And as you've seen, there's my canteen, which is just a standard military canteen, 1 quart. But I also, making sure, I also have in that the military canteen cup, so I can start a fire, disinfect water by boiling and such. And here I have a knife, which is a Mora, And also in this, I have it's just something I picked up, I think at Tractor Supply, just to throw in the truck, which is a hand style axe or a small hatchet, along with another skinning knife with a gut hook. I have actually I think this is probably a Harbor Freight machete that I've just put some paracord on just for the extra cordage if I need it. I also carry a medical kit that will handle most trauma. Bleeding is going to be one of the biggest, and also for airway I do have a MPA in there. If someone's airway is obstructed, then want to push that through the nose and open up that airway, and make sure you have training. Also in here is another Harbor Freight item, and that is an air compressor. If I have a flat tire, I have plugs in my truck that I can plug a tire and then pump it back up. And moving on, that's an old pair of insulated coveralls. I recently did a video of me and Cody camping out, and I believe the lows were about 12-13 degrees. And I thought, you know, if a person was inside their vehicle and stranded in those situations and was not able to run their vehicle for heat, then they would be in dire straits. We're often told to keep an extra blanket, but you're going to need something a little more than a blanket. I see so many people that are not prepared for the weather. So I just keep that extra pair of insulated coveralls, which if I have to work on the vehicle on the side of the road, then I can throw those on. In the summertime it's going to get quite hot and I'll sweat in them, but hey, you can actually see it's so old that the stuffing is coming out of them, but it works. I have some extra blankets, and there's a trash bag liner that I can throw over some of the bags, or I can make a sleeping bag out of some of those blankets, put that over top of them, then I have a waterproof shelter. In the other door I have a couple of cans of Fix-A-Flat, just for a quick fix if I need to. And in the front door I carry, this is a 5-ton, so that's 10,000 pounds, tow strap. It's a whole lot lighter than a chain, and in my opinion has a lot more that you can do with this. I could set this up as a ridge line if I needed to, along with some of the other cordage, throw a tarp over it just to stay out of the rain. And in this other bag I do have a tarp, along with some other small food items, some coffee and tea, and just something to help you get by. If you don't have food on your stomach, if you're used to eating every 4, 5, 6 hours, if you don't get that, a lot of times you can get lightheaded, get sick on your stomach, sugar levels can drop, and you start getting hangry. Angry because you're hungry. So anyway, moving back over here to where we started. Also, this is a Tundra, or First Alert Tundra fire extinguisher. I have this underneath the kitchen sink. It's actually cheaper than some of the other marketed fire extinguishers, and it is, if I can get this to, it's for grease, fabric and trash, and electric. So more or less an ABC. So I keep that in there. Not much over here. I keep an umbrella for the wife and some extra toilet paper. And we've already covered this. So that's about it inside of here. I almost forgot because the seat was up. I keep a fishing pole in here. It's just a little short one. I think I picked it up at Walmart about 10 years ago. It's a stainless steel rod, so I don't have to worry about breaking it. And I keep a little small set of lures in here because there's plenty of water around my area, and there's generally plenty of water on the eastern side of the United States. So and while I'm thinking about it, I keep a GPS. GPS is not only show you where you're going, as far as road routes, but many times they'll show you where water is as well. So if you can kind of zoom out on your GPS and look for the nearest creek or river, pond, lake, and that'll give you an idea where to go get food. Not only fish, but many animals. All animals have to drink water. So that's an idea as well. So I appreciate you joining me for this video, and I will catch you on the next one.